Hello, welcome to Kimberly's Mindstorm. I am Kimberly. So I'm making a video to tell about bookish events and conferences, festivals, things that I plan to go to this year, 2016. And hopefully you'll find a few conferences or festivals or things that you didn't know about and you might want to check out if you're close by or you have the finances to fly to these places. A lot of the conferences and festivals that I'm talking about during my video are going to be kind of local to me, so kind of in the south of the United States of America, because those are the ones that I could actually go to. Now you're going to see me look down throughout this video, and that's because I have all the information written in my trusty notebook right here. So I can remember what conferences are where, dates, times, fees, if they cost anything to attend or if they're free. The first one that I'm going to go to was kind of a last minute thing. I'd heard of it before, and it is the Skye Young Adult Book Festival. It is in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it is on March 11th and 12th. Actually, the second day is the day it's open to the public. That's a Saturday. The first day is just for school groups. So I guess high schools that are around the festival are going to go there and they get a special day. And the next day is for everyone else. It is free, which is nice. The Skye Book Festival is pretty new. I think this is the very first year they're doing it. They do have a lot of authors coming. So they have authors on panels and they have book signings, and it's at a college campus, I think Middle College of Tennessee. So it should be a very safe environment, just kind of a mingling, you know, going to book signings, things like that. There are a lot of authors that are on my TBR list. And so I just went on Amazon and Book Outlet and Barnes & Noble, and I looked for good deals on books that I wanted to read that were my TBR books, and I ordered a whole lot of books. So hopefully they'll be here in time. If not, I'm going to run to the library and get those books and read them. So when I go, I can talk to those authors and be more informed if I really, love their book. Or if I didn't, then I may skip that author line and go somewhere else. The next book festival that I plan to go to is the Dahlonega Literary Festival. It is on March 12th and 13th in Georgia. And I'm from Georgia, so hey, easy to get to. Now if you don't know, Dahlonega is an old gold mining town. So it's a very historic town. It's beautiful up in the Georgia mountains, like the North Georgia mountains. So it's just a very low-key atmosphere. It probably won't be as huge as other events. So if you're not a people person, if you don't like the huge crowds, then this might be the book festival for you. And I'll put all the information for these book festivals below so you can visit their websites and you can mark them on your calendar if you want to. The third bookish event that I'm going to be going to is the Kennesaw State University Literature Conference. Now this conference is on March 21st and 22nd. It's in Georgia, and you do have a fee for this one, so it's about $90. But they do feed you, so they give you breakfast and lunch, which is nice. This is more of a conference for librarians, want to be librarians, or media specialists, teachers, students that want to be teachers, and the public's invited to go, but it's not a huge author event. They usually pick about 2 children's authors and 2 young adult authors, and then they have a lot of little breakout sessions. So it's kind of interesting if you have a more intellectual interest in literature. The next bookish event that I'm going to attend this year is the Dragon Con. Now, many of you may think, what? Dragon Con is a lot like Comic-Con, but it's the Georgia version. It's held in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's always on the Labor Day weekend. This year it's going to be September 2nd through 5th, so it goes on through 4 days. They have different tracks, and they have a young adult track. And I visited some of the panels they had there, and they have tons of authors, and they have really good discussions and topics. They also have bookish stars. Like I know some people from Harry Potter movies have made appearances there, so you get your picture taken or book signed, things like that with the stars. They also have anything fandom related. So any kind of fandom that you have, be it sci-fi, fantasy, movies, books, TV series, artists, music, anything like that, they have it there. They have the young adult track, they have a writer's track, they have a fantasy book track, they have a sci-fi book track. Now this is a huge event, and when I say huge, I mean huge. I've been there twice over the years, and the first time I went, I was really shocked because there's so many people. I'm not a big fan of huge crowds, but it's doable because they're, fandom people. They're not real prissy, stuck-up people. But whenever you get that many people, there are going to be some positives and negatives. Now at Dragon Con, I actually tried to have them do a booktube panel, but I approached the main woman in charge of the YA literature track and she wasn't interested at all. But maybe in the future, as it gets more popular or maybe more known, she'll rethink that and we'll be able to have a booktube panel, which would be excellent. I would love to be on that. But overall, there are a lot of nice people there that just are interested in different fandoms like you are. Dragon Con is also some of the best people watching ever. Some people come in costumes. Some people just wear a shirt that's more fandom related. So it's really fun if you haven't been. It's a big event. If you're going, definitely look up a hotel close by now. Like, start planning now. And as we get closer, if you'd like me to, just leave in the comments and I can do kind of like brace yourself video or what to know before you go to this place, because I would have loved a video like that. If you are planning to go to Dragon Con this year, please let me know and we'll get a group together. We'll try to do some kind of meetup so we can meet each other, and that'd be a good place to kind of hang out and we can talk about books. Dragon Con does cost $100 and it goes up the later you wait to get a ticket, if that makes sense. But you can volunteer, and then I think your fee is only like $20 if you don't have that amount. That is a massive amount. Or you can just do one-day pass, and that's less. Now the one-day pass, you'll have to wait until the day to get it. If you get the 4-day pass, you can just get it online and then you're set. The final event that I plan to go to this year is Y'all Fest. That's a book festival that's in South Carolina, like Charleston, South Carolina. And I know last year it was November 13th and 14th of 2015. So this year they haven't posted the exact dates yet, but I'm really looking forward to that. I know they have a booktube panel there. They have tons of authors, signings, panels, lots of books, lots of activities. I know Epic Reads is one of their sponsors, so of course it's just books galore. And I saw some booktube people that actually had videos from Y'all Fest, and I was like, oh, that's one I could go to. But I hadn't planned on it. I would have to get a hotel and all that jazz and drive quite a ways. So it had to be more planned out for me at that point in time. But now it's on my radar and it's marked on my calendar and I'm definitely going. So I know a lot of booktube people go, a lot of people that have blogs and things like that. So definitely I'll try to get some kind of meetup and meet other booktubers there. They have a lot of good activities. What I know of so far, and I haven't been there before, so I kind of have to see, is there's not a fee to go to Y'all Fest. Like, I think most of the book signings and things like that are free, but I think some of the panels and activities they have, you have to pay for. You have to like get a ticket and they give you a wristband, so you can't get into everything without having a ticket. So it's kind of half and half, if I understand correctly. But it's a really big book event, so it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to going to. It'll be a good kind of sum up of my 2016 year on BookTube and doing more bookish hobby related things. So I'm really excited about that one. Now there are some other bookish conferences and festivals that I'd like to go to have them on my radar for the future. So if you've attended any of these or you plan to, please let me know, especially if you're making a BookTube video about it, because I definitely want to check it out. So there's the BEA, Book Expo America. There's BookCon, and I think those are kind of conjoined. I think the first one's more for librarians and vendors and media and things like that. And the second one's just for more public and the fans. They both have a fee, but I don't think it's that much. I'll have to go look. I think like one's $40, oh, and then one I have is $130. That is steep. So they do cost a pretty penny. But I've heard really great things about them. So if you can get into those, go for it. There's the American Library Association Conference and Expedition. And that is a big event. This year it's in Orlando, Florida. I know it moves states throughout the year. So this one they just picked Florida. And it's a really big event. It is on June 23rd through the 28th. And you have librarians, you have teachers, you have other public that just loves books. Another one is the DFW Writers Conference. Now that's in Texas, and that one's quite expensive. It's $350, but if you're a writer, you go to little meetings and conferences and things like that. So it's kind of like an inside view of the writer's world, and that's something I think is really neat. But again, it's quite pricey, so you have to plan for that one. So those are the conferences and book festivals and bookish events that I plan to attend this year. If you have any other bookish events that you plan to attend, or you think you might be going to one of these, please put that down in the comments below. I'd love to see where you're going, and if you're going to an event that I'm going to, let's meet. If you want to. If you don't, no pressure. I will see you later on. Bye! Another one I'd like to go to, it's not really a bookish event, but they have a book. It's The Amazing Tour Is Not on Fire by Dan and Phil. And this is their book, The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire. And they are YouTubers. And so they're coming to the United States, and they're usually from England, so we'll see if that happens. Tickets sell out really fast though. I talk really fast. This is going to be difficult to cut.